Jordan Palmer breaking down the top 3 throws of the week.
JP.
This is our NFL edition, and at number 3, we're going to Inglewood, California, out to SoFi Stadium, and check out what Matt Stafford did. Now, the Rams jumped up big, and then the Falcons came back, and then they almost won it, but the Rams ended up on top. But just check out this throw. 1:33 left in the second quarter. It's 14-3. They're in control of the game, but when you talk about control, how about controlling where this ball goes on the sideline? 5 and a hitch. Starts off to his left, comes back to his right. The sail route by Cooper Kupp. Man, I mean, the chemistry between Matt and Cooper is incredible, and it's not just on game winners. It's these simple concepts getting to the exact same spot. As you look at it from another angle, Cooper Kupp's in a tight split. He's just going to remain vertical, feel that threat on A.J. Terrell, cross face, and right when he turns around, the ball is right on his forehead. But just a routine ball that's hard to make with dudes in your face and defenders in front of you, and Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp continue to do it every single week. Final score, 31-27, Rams over Falcons. Stafford, 272 and 3 touchdowns, and Stafford does a great job of helping the Rams up off the mat after that week 1 beatdown to get a much-needed win at home, get some momentum going into this next week. See what Kyler Murray did on one of the highlight plays that he made. This situation is literally the definition of gotta have it. There's no time left in the game. This is a 2-point conversion, and your team is down 2, which means literally gotta have this. And here's Murray. They're in a 3-by-1, in gun, drops back, he surveys the field, looks left, looks right. You see him kind of directing traffic, and again, we saw him scramble around and do stuff that really one of a handful of people on the planet can do. But this right here is just super clutch. It's the part of his game that we don't talk about. We talk about the negative stuff and like all the chatter this offseason about Kyler. We talk about that he's short. You talk about that he's an incredible runner. You talk about the baseball. There's so much stuff you can say about Kyler. But one of the things is, the dude's super accurate. Like, you gotta put the ball right there in that situation, and that's exactly where he puts it. One of the words we need to use when we describe Kyler more often is clutch. Gotta have it, down 2, needs it. Arizona Cardinals come back and win this game in a crazy comeback. Kyler Murray, number 2 on the list this week. Now, I've been a believer in Justin Herbert, the quarterback, but this throw made me a believer in Justin Herbert, the dude. And this is number 1 on the list. Heading out to the Show Me State. This took place in Kansas City, Missouri. This is the LA Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Justin Herbert found out after the game that he had fractured his ribs earlier on this drive, and actually the play before looked like he was in a ton of pain. From the moment he fractured his ribs, he was 7 for 9 for 73 yards plus a touchdown, and this throw right here doesn't score, but it does end up number 1 on the list. Again, barely any time left, and they're down in a 3-by-1, and he just gets that alert bender down the middle, and this is the only place that you can throw this ball. You put enough air underneath it, it allows the DB to go up and make a play. Any underthrow at all, and this is an easy interception, that DB's right in his hip pocket, so anything underthrown, especially if your ribs are killing you, anything underthrown is going the other way, and this ball, it can't be thrown any better than this in a moment when you have to have it, in another moment when I don't care how much adrenaline's flowing. When you have busted ribs, it's hard to take a deep breath, let alone drive into your front foot and let that hand go and rip a piss missile down the middle of the field for a monster play that landed him number 1 on the list. He loses the game, but he ends up number 1 on my list. And again, love him as a player, but I love him even more now as a dude.